T-Dog, J-Boy, and me, I'm Lugs. Our pride and joy is pumping our mugs. Be careful, kids, it could get rough. We're flipping our lids on sports and other stuff. Welcome to Sport Weasel Central. I'm Lugs.
I'm J-Boy.
And I'm T-Dog.
And, we just want to say thanks from the sports and other stuff Sport Weasel family. Thanks to all the healthcare workers during this pandemic. Yes, relax and see if you can enjoy these next 26 minutes and 32 seconds. Sometimes we're not sure ourselves. All right, let's get started. XFL, we hardly knew ye. NBC stands for the National Brees Company. And DAC, are you serious? All right, gentlemen, the XFL lays off all of its staff. Only a handful of executives remain. It was fun, and it didn't even last as long as the AAF. What's the deal?
I think that whole process is just snake bit. I mean, they've never had a shot, really. It's sad, but it's one of those, it's kind of like the person who opened a restaurant 3 weeks ago. It's going to go under. There's just no way around it. So, not surprised, I guess, is my answer.
The sad thing is they obviously had plans for it like the last few years, but they took that extra year so that they had it properly funded. So that they didn't, because essentially that's what happened with the previous organization is they
AAF,
ran out of money.
AAF,
they didn't fund it correctly from the jump. So
they were taking loans and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and essentially they said they're going to delay the season until 2022, but it sounds like it's done. It's not coming back. So
you think about all the effort they put forth, getting coaches and training players and training camps and. Yeah, it's sad. The whole thing just blew up. I mean, victim.
The two good things we can say right off the bat. PJ Walker got a job in the NFL.
Right.
He's now with the Carolina Panthers. And Jordan Ta'amu of our Battlehawks, St. Louis Battlehawks.
Yes.
He is currently with Kansas City. I don't know for how long, but he's currently with Kansas City. So,
they got a quarterback over there, Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he'll be playing a whole lot, but and also some of those coaches I think showed well for him. I think Pep Hamilton had a few good games for himself. Obviously, June Jones. I don't know if June Jones wants to really coach anywhere again, but June Jones still kind of shows he still has it.
He just wants to get another meal, doesn't he?
Yeah,
my man, he can bring some food to the table.
It was good to see Hal Mummy as well. The Mumster was able to bring a little air attack again.
Yeah, I appreciated his. I appreciated that he didn't use a call sheet. He just called it off the top of his head. That was the craziest thing to me. And also that he carried around like this large beach towel, which I have never seen before. I've seen the small towels, but he had like a huge beach towel. I don't know if he was just like one of those guys who just sweats at a normal, there's some ridiculous amount, but.
Well, he was doing Pigpen, he was doing an homage to Pigpen, carrying that towel around. I don't know. Let's be honest. They were running like, what do you think, 4 plays? I mean, it wasn't like the brain trust there. So
student body left, student body right.
Yeah. Probably how Mummy. I mean, like we know from his time at UK, like essentially that's what their offense was. It was like 4 plays and you flipped it. So I guess in essence, maybe 8.
Okay.
And
you wouldn't play.
And the professor Mark Tressman can go back to teaching biology at John A. Logan Community College, you think, or what? We'll miss him a lot.
Actually, he's one of the guys lucky the XFL went down. People forget how bad he looked. He go back to Canada, win another Grey Cup, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I like I said, I think there'll be some wide receivers that we haven't talked about. They'll probably get a shot, obviously, at the back end of the roster and have to play special teams. But at least it gave them a spotlight to maybe make a team.
In honor of Trestman, here we go. You will get another Grey Cup. Misspelled Grey Cup. Yeah. Okay, let's move on, shall we? NBC, Drew Brees signs a deal. First, he signs a 2-year deal with the Saints, but he's set for life, is he not? I mean, wow.
I wonder about his broadcast capabilities. I've heard him talk, and he's insightful, but he doesn't have like that country boy charm of, say, Romo.
The edge?
So I just don't think, he's more of a learned kind of a guy. But we'll see. I mean, it just depends on how people take to him. But he certainly would know the game.
I agree with Luggs. The interesting thing always with commentators, you don't know what these people will be until you watch them for a few games. And obviously, even still, some get better 4 or 5 years down the road. But I'm with you. Like, obviously, he's very insightful, and obviously with his accomplishments, you got to believe when he says certain stuff, that he has a believability that even like a Tony Romo doesn't even have. But how exciting he can be, like how much he's willing to, because I think, would you all both agree? It feels like down the road, he might get into politics. It feels like he wants to just kind of not rock the boat too much. And you want that color commentator guy to have like an edge, or at least be willing to stick his neck out there and possibly, hurt, like get someone mad.
Yeah. Brees almost seems like a play-by-play guy, that he would call the game, not do the color. Almost to me. He's sort of the straight man. He's not the jokester, or any of that. But
yeah, would you say he's almost like what Frank Gifford used to be?
Yeah.
Kind of vanilla.
Yeah. I mean, he would know the game inside and out, but he could say, when they come up to the line, looks like they're going to do this or that or this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't see him as adding that sort of bristling sort of moment that you expect from some of those guys.
Well, our crack research department at Sports and Other Stuff, the Sport Weasel interns, they have it forecasted that he'll be in the Sunday Night Football booth after Chris Collinsworth says so long. And then who would be with him? Maybe Mike Tirico? What do you think?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Well, I was gonna bring up, here's some, instead of Drew Brees, and you all can pitch in on this. Here's some ones I would actually prefer. I'm not gonna say they're better because we don't know, but I think obviously he has 1 year with the Colts. I think Phillip Rivers would be more interesting. Just the bolo ties alone.
Yeah.
Then I'd say Joe Thomas and Andrew Hawkins. They already do a podcast together called Tomahawk. Like if they could do like a 3-man booth, because they already have the chemistry, so they could go with Mike Tirico as a duo.
That'd be a tri-tomahawk then? A tri-tomahawk?
Yeah. Doug Baldwin, he just recently retired. He was a very outspoken, overachieving wide receiver for Seahawks. I don't think he'd be afraid to give his opinion. Chris Long, Howie Long's son, he donated his 2017 salary to charity the whole year. He understands football through his dad, and obviously he's playing at Virginia and Rams and Eagles. And
smart guy.
So I think he would be more fascinating than Drew Brees because, again, he doesn't care if he rocks the boat. Spice Adams, who was a D lineman for Chicago for a short while in the 49ers. He's a very humorous guy. I'm not going to say he helped X's O, but he add flavor. And then the dark horse, who was going to be a commentator and then played 1 year.
Here it comes.
For the Dolphins. Jay Cutler. Basically, it comes down to this. He doesn't give a shit.
Him and Trestman together. Now, that would be a team, wouldn't it?
No.
The old Peaches and Herb song, Reunited.
Hey, why can't we bring on our boy from Cincinnati? Boom!
Lap?
No.
Yeah.
Dave
Come
Lapham.
on.
Dave Lapham.
No, he's got to stay in Cincinnati.
I love Lap.
Yeah.
Those two guys together are just perfectly listenable.
Okay, side note, CBS let go of Dan Fouts, age 69, the Hall of Famer. And now Ian Eagle allegedly will go with, I think it's Charles Davis, who's currently on Fox, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think of that? As their two team. Ian Eagle is the two guy.
After... Yeah, the bird and the beard, no more.
Right. Danny Fouts, so long. Eric Coryell, bye-bye.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know about this.
Yep. Cut him loose.
I mean, it'll be good. Charles Davis, the nice thing about Charles Davis that he adds that Dan Fouts didn't have is Charles Davis also did a lot of college, and I assume he still will do college. So he'll have a better understanding of players coming in and who are just still fairly young in the league. He has a better understanding than probably Fouts does. I don't know. Again, Bird and the Beard had a good chemistry, though. So, it'll probably take a while.
Yeah. Hey, just wanted to note Tavares Jackson, former Seahawks and former Minnesota quarterback. He was killed in a car crash. So just wanted to note the passing of he spent 10 years in the NFL. He was quarterback's coach at Tennessee State. Anyway, he was killed in a car accident.
He was a good quarterback for about a year or two for the Vikings as a scrambler, wasn't he?
Yeah, he played in 34 games, so the note said, and I think they won the majority of those games, especially that one season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a wide receiver he was a quasi wide receiver who also they just turned into a quarterback.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I mean again, a guy who maybe only started 34 games, that's a success story though. A guy who's able to hang on and be in the league for 10 years.
In the big show.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mr. Jackson. Okay. Dak Prescott.
I was going to say from one quarterback to another, Dak Prescott.
Throws a party.
It was supposedly 30 folks were there. It was a buffet. It just sounded wrong. You know, those guys, even though they don't want to admit it, they are, people follow them. People look up to them. And I think models. It was short-sighted at the very least. And in some ways, I won't say it's criminal, but it's pushing the envelope there and going against everything that the rest of us are trying to follow as far as the CDC guidelines.
Yeah, you're right. People look up to those guys, and it's like they make a big deal out of it. They're followed on social media.
Well, and not only did they have the party, they were tweeting pictures from the party, or Instagramming actually pictures from the party. It was now they had already Dez and Dak and a couple other receivers had been working out together somewhere, and because they tweeted pictures of the four of them standing together. So I don't know if you're the NFL. I mean, you are the behemoth. But I think you have to react to that somehow. And they haven't thus far, as I know.
Right. And the social distancing draft will take place in a few days, in about 10 days.
Yeah, think about it. It's the only actual live sort of sports going on, period. You don't need that leading into it. Because everybody like us, they're looking for things to talk about. You don't want them being talking about this kind of stuff.
True.
Yeah. I don't know what they could really do to them though. I mean, it's not a law. Obviously it's a guideline they're giving out. They might just be like, send out a press release that they're kind of sad and are disappointed that they did it, but that'll probably be the extent of it. They're not
right. I wouldn't expect them to fine him or anything, but I think they have to react in some manner. Otherwise it just seems like, okay, go ahead, fellas.
And also, let's be fair, they work for the owners, and Jerry Jones is probably there doing keg stands. So
as long as he didn't knock off his toupee, I think he's okay.
All right, T-Dog, sir, you had some haikus you wanted. They were so popular on our show last time, episode 31, that episode 32, it's a repeat.